morning, good evening, good afternoon. I'm the Gentleman. This is the Gentleman's Pixel Club, and this is the most played game on the channel, Cresta. We are playing Cresta today on the Commodore 64. We've recently played it on the ZX Spectrum on a cover disc from Crash. We've played it on the arcade, and we've effectively completed the cycle by now hitting it on the Commodore. And we're going to see how it compares to the other versions. This isn't a comparison, but we might as well get this one out there. So we've basically completed the cycle of pretty much every version of this great game, and I am pretty good at this game, so I'm hoping to do well. First impressions on the Commodore, having not played this before, is the most recent one I played was the Spectrum, although unfortunately I die there. Having just said I was quite good. The enemies are a lot more colourful. The death explosions of them as well are quite pretty, but you would expect this on the Commodore because it did have better graphics ability than the Spectrum. So I'm just sitting away in the centre of the screen blasting away at these aliens, and they die really nicely. There's a nice satisfactory death to these. This game consists of multiple waves where the enemies repeat, so wave 1 and 2 you've got the same type of enemies, 3 and 4 the same type, 5 and 6 and so on. The colours change, but the enemies, the enemies killed me there. They shouldn't have killed me there, but the enemies effectively repeat on what you go. And we're just going to take a gentle pause here. I'm thinking I should not have been dead with that enemy, so we're going to call in the video assistant, and the video assistant is going to help us have a look just to check the patterns, because something was very wrong with that. I am better at this game and I should not have died. So we're going to check the Spectrum version of this, and we're going to check the arcade version of this just to see whether there is any differences, because that sheet, that wave, they should have all been at the top of the screen, and I should have been very easily able to blast them and get rid of them. So we're just going to load up the Spectrum game now, and we're just going to play effectively wave 3 and 4 again. And as you can see, the pattern is a little bit different, and I did think I was losing my mind for a moment on the Commodore version, that hang on a minute, maybe I've done something wrong. But no, the aliens do what they're meant to do. When they get to the bottom of the screen, they swoop upwards. They don't leave the screen, and they hit you from below. So it wasn't my bad skills that killed me there. The video assistant VAR that they use in football has shown that there is some foul play going on. So we're just going to flip to the arcade version as well and try it again. Obviously a lot more colours that you see on the screen. It's nice to see the comparison here, but you can see them in that butterfly movement, and this is where you have the big difference between the 8-bit systems and the arcade version. You have a lot more space for these aliens to fly above you. You have probably 3 or 4 aliens worth of height from the lowest they swoop. So this tells me that I wasn't as bad as I thought I was, where I just suddenly died on that wave because I shouldn't have died. This game is different, so we need a different strategy on how to play the Commodore 64 version. So we're kicking off again, and the lives you have are 3 lives represented by each stage of the ship. You don't get any new lives as you play, and we're back to wave 1 where we've got the original pretty aliens that you can see, and they were very easy to kill there. And again, wave 2, different version of this, pretty much sat in the center of the screen playing this. If I was playing this without having had difficulty on wave 3 that you just saw, from a moment before we did the video check, this wave here, I would be thinking this is a little bit easy, and stupidly I died again. So got to think and not talk, and actually prepare my ship, because the patterns are different. The pattern is very different on this wave. It does not replicate what is in the arcade machine. So live 2, we go down and we move all the way to the left, and if you look, that looks like that's a safe spot that I can go, where you can safely sit away and blast these little guys. This is, as I say, very different. The lack of screen space is part of a problem, but the movement pattern does not replicate what it should. And if you're playing an arcade conversion, you really do, and I'll actually die again, you really do unfortunately want the movement pattern to be what you expect. And didn't move to the left, which I should have done. This is your memory muscle in play, where you're used to playing games, and regardless of what you see on the screen, I know Cresta, and I'm doing what I think is right, not doing what I should be doing here. But wiping these out, unfortunately I've lost 2 lives, so you go effectively onto sheet 5, wave 5, then wave 6 after this, and so on, because you do not get an option to dock. But Aside from wave 3 and 4, 5 and 6 seem so easy, and I'm just shooting these and bang that. And what the fuck? That, my friends, is wrong. Those asteroids, the way they came down like that, you know, you should have a bit of breathing space. It's like you had the two sprites as homing missiles came to hit me straight away. So we're going to play this again and take everything that we have learned so far and try and do a much better show. You know, this version, it is Cresta, but it's Cresta in name. There is a lot of differences in how this plays out. You are not getting the arcade game that you would necessarily expect. That's not a bad thing in some respects, because, you know, I'm still kind of enjoying the new challenge that this brings me. But I am so much better at this game. I was so much better at the Spectrum version of it. I'm pretty damn good at the arcade version, and this is hard as hell. So, you know, immediately we've learnt, we go to the left of the screen to allow them to do their little pattern, their different patterns to what they do, and on wave 3 I've managed to clear them quite well. Wave 4 with the single ship, you know, I should be able to clear these as well, but you know, it's not the same. It's very, very different. And this is the first time, because it's been so hard, that we've had a chance to make rockets dock. This moves a lot faster than the arcade, a lot faster than the Spectrum one as well. You know, I'm completely out of position where I am, and I do make it, like now, but that absolutely was not easy to do. Took a little bit of skill, and you know, you do wonder with this game, because you know, it's a lot harder. And all in my mind, I'm thinking of the next wave of aliens, those meteors that come down. You know, those are way too fast, so I've got to be out the way now. And you should be able to hit both of those, and they're almost impossible. That is a complete joke they've done. But we get a chance to make the rockets dock again, so we're going to have another go at this. My positioning seems to be a little better this time, so I'll get a few more bonus points than last. So that's not bad. 4,200 points. And the next wave is going to be these ball things that drop from the sky, and I should not be able to clear this wave as quickly as I can. Yeah, these should be a lot harder than what they are. So as I've moved through this game, you know, you've got various waves of alien. The meteors are impossible, you've got to be out of the way. Waves 3 and 4 are a lot harder than what they should be. The patterns are completely wrong. So it is a conversion of this as such. And then look at this. Look at the speed of this. Yeah, this is a hell of a lot faster than the first wave. You know, look at the speed they're moving around. I was able to sit down on the first waves of these and just quite happily blast these little guys out of the sky, and this is not happening now. And you know, the wave 2 is just as bloody fast, so God knows what's going to happen on those bastards on the next screen. We'll just have to see. You know, 2 of these to go. Can I kill them without dying? No, I die there. So I'm going to have 2 ships left, 2 lives left, and you know, I need to be doing a bit better than what I was. If I can get through these last couple of aliens and then the next few waves, I'll be able to dock again. So let's look at these. No, this speed is insane. So this is, and dead. You know, 1 more life left now. You know, this game, I think what I would do if I could reprogram this game, if I had the ability, I would take the speed of the original and the speed of actually the second round of this, and maybe be somewhere in between for a start speed there. That would be one improvement I could have. I would fix this damn pattern, but otherwise, you know, it's a solid game, but a different game to what you expect from an arcade. It's Cresta in name, but not quite in gameplay. Hope you've enjoyed this video, this interesting version of Cresta. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. There's going to be a fantastic giveaway when we hit 500 subs. Other than that, I'm the Gentleman. This is the Gentleman's Pixel Club. Stay safe. Goodbye.
Would you like to play again?